Hi there, this is Judy from paperpalmtree.com, and this is the project I have for you today. This is a huge gift bag made like a handbag, and I found a lot of these on Pinterest and on YouTube, and there was one girl that I really liked how she did hers, and I kind of went by it, but I changed it up enough. I don't know, I guess I just changed it up. I did not have double-sided paper for this, and so I decided to do a lining on mine, and so that's what you see on the inside. I did not like I just had plain white in there. So let me show you the papers that I used on this. This comes from a paper pack that I had found on sale at I think it was at Michael's. It's DCWV, and it's called Coastal, and I just really fell in love with this paper. It has, oh gosh, a really elegant coastal look to all the papers. Actually, this one is even kind of fabric-like, and some great papers in here, and I love the colors. So these are the two that I found out of there that I'm using for this handbag. And it's kind of that, I don't know, seaside blue color, and then it's got a little bit of this coral in it. So I put these two together. So you need two 12 by 12 sheets of paper for how big this box is. You need all of that. So I only had two of each of these pages in my paperback. So I saved one to do with you, and I had made one. So that's why I used contrasting colors on it. So let me show you how to score this. So you're good. This is my my outer paper that I'm using, and I'm going to get out my Simply scoring tool. And if you have a pattern paper that matters on the direction, you'll want the front up here and going this way. So because it's a 12 by 12 and I have no direction, it really doesn't matter. But if you do, pay attention to that, because that will this is the front of the box, and this is, if it's directional, you don't want anything upside down on that. So okay, so on the 12 by 12 sheet of paper, I am going to score it at 3 1/4. And I'm using the wide end of the stylus again. I don't like it to break down so hard on the paper, so that's why I use the wider one. And the second score line is 8 3/4. That's on the one side. I'm going to turn it at 90 degrees, and you have 4 score lines. You're going to do 3 3/4. Where am I? Yeah, 3/4, 4 1/2, 7 1/2, and 11 1/4. There. You know, while I'm out, I'm going to go ahead and score the second sheet too. The second sheet, I cut this off at 10 inches. So it's a 12 by 10. This page is a 12 by 10, and then these are the two handles that are cut at 1 inch each. So, make sure which side I'm going on. And this will need to be this way, right? Yes, right there. Now I know. I did 3 1/2. And let's see what the other side was. 6 1/2. Thought I wrote those down. I don't know where my notes are on that, so sorry about that. And then you're going to turn it. This is the 12-inch side. And let's see where I scored that. This is the 12-inch side. So this is at 3 1/4 by 8 3/4. Is that true? Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's all of the scoring. Put that away. So as big as this box is, the only time-consuming part is the gluing, I think. It's once you get it all cut out, it goes pretty fast. So, what did I do here? Okay, so this is the front half. I'm going to, better fold it here. And that, and there. All right, so you can see on the, it's hard to see on pattern paper, I know, but you can see on the scored lines the wider rectangle, and that's the front of your box. So I'm going to take and cut to these score lines at the top and these score lines to the bottom. Okay, so this is going to get all that cut. This is going to fit about, I have just about a ½ inch, maybe a little more. So I need to cut off or whack off a bunch of this. So about 3/4 of this, I just go straight up right there. And I need to do that on all four of the corners. And I don't measure that because, I don't know, I guess I didn't feel like I had to know exactly, because this, you just kind of eyeball it when you put that in there. So, right there, and right there. All right. Now I'm going to get the bone folder. With it. Make sure those lines are nice and crisp. All right, so now it's time for the adhesive. Move that over there. And for this one, you want to make sure you use a really strong adhesive, a fast fuse or a tear tape. And I am going to, let's see, let me show you how I'm going to do this. These are the side flaps. And I'm going to kind of bring this out a little bit. So not just a square box, but to bring it out just a little bit like that. So on the tabs, you know what I think I did on this handbag, and I think I'll do it on this one, is I just used a liquid glue. And the reason is because the liquid glue doesn't dry so fast. It's a little more forgiving, but it also will let you move it a little bit as you put it together. So I'm going to do all four corners that way. And here. All right. So I'm going to turn it over. And for each of the corners, it's hard to show you how I'm doing it, but let me do this and then I'll turn it around for you. So see how these corners are, this line is not matching up. I want it to bow out a little bit. So I just took a paper, I always call those paper clips, they are clothespins, and put that together like that. So I'm going to let that dry and work on the lining. So you're going to do the same thing to this. I guess I'll go ahead and do this. Actually, the little box, as it is right now, is a great little box that you could put, you know, loads of things in. But trying to make this a handbag, I don't know. I think this would be a great little gift bag to give something to for Mother's Day, or it could also be for a bridal gift, like bridesmaids or something like that. I just really like the size of this and that it's open. So it's huge. There's lots you can fit in there. So, all right. So I'm going to do just like I did the other one, and I'm going to cut. Which direction did I cut? The long rectangles up here. I'm going to turn that over. It's hard to see on that one. Gosh, it's hard to see on that one too. But okay, I got it now. I love making boxes. They're fun to give little gifts in, and I don't know. I think the whole decoration part of it is what I'm drawn to. I like cards too, but boxes I kind of lean towards seeing what's new in the box thing, you know. Okay, again with my liquid glue, I'm going to put it. Okay, I forgot I have to whack these off, so just like I did that other one. Goodness me. Okay. Around, I'm going to get this and this one. All right, let's give this a try again. All right, this time I want to make sure that I'm going this direction, because the lining is going to sit down inside. All right, so it's going to go right like that. So I need to go on the outside of these, like so. And let's see, right here. Yep, that makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay. Again with clothespins, as I pull it together, I'm going to put the clothespins on it, help it dry. And this one I don't need to go so tight with it, because I want it to be able to go down inside the other. About like that. Turn that around. I'm going to go right there. And right there. So there we go. Let's see, I'm going to push those down. I also like to sew, and I went through phases where I made tons of handbags. And and of course when you line them, you gotta always remember to do the inside out thing. Yeah, I need a little bit more glue on there. It gets stuck. Alrighty, so that should be dry. These two 3/4 inch score lines, that's where we're going to fold it down over it. So let's see, let's put that inside. The nice thing about doing this lining is you got double the thickness. Which helps also. And there we go. Now I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to put just some dry adhesive on that to glue it down. Let's see. Let's use use sticky tape. I got this at Tuesday morning, and I know this was the rage of all times to put cardstock together. But since they've come out with tear tape, I hardly use this stuff anymore, but it's nice and strong and holds this cardstock really nicely. And I'm going to turn that over. And this this red double-sided tape, you got to take the red, what do they call that? It's just the backing, but it's red and you can kind of see through it. So all I'm doing is taking that off and folding down that 3/4 inch. That's just a little bit of the inside. There we go. So there's the main part of the box. So let me show you really quick how I did the handles. I also used a magnetic on this. Those magnet dots, and inside I put a little flower to cover up the magnet. So it just fits like that. So I'm just going to show you really quick how to fold these handles. What I'm going to do with them. All right. So on both ends of them, I should have gotten my rounder out. Sorry, here we go. So I'm going to round off all 4 corners of this. Like so. You could do so many more things with this to embellish it like a handbag. You can do the you can put little feet on it. You can put the little corners. You know how some of the Gucci bags have that little corner thing on them. Not that I have Gucci, but I know what they look like. You could make tassels. There we go. Alrighty. Alright, so this is what the handle will look like, and this is a 1 inch by 12 inch. And so, again, I take the scoreboard out, and because this is where you're going to glue down, you don't want to score all the way down. So you want to score down to about there. So I just kind of eyeball it, and you're going on the half, and you're going to score down to the other end. Not to the very end, but you're going to leave some little bit of about an inch. Like that. And you're going to fold. And this is going to be flat on it, so you kind of have to, I don't know, I kind of wiggle it a little bit to get it to flatten out, because you've got an awkward little thing there. So I think I'll use, you know what, I think I'm going to use the wet glue again on this. I think that's what I did on that one. And take some clothespins. I keep these clothespins right by my workspace here because I use them especially for wet glues. Going all the way down to here. And where that didn't quite meet, that'll be fine once it's dry. I'll trim that off. Just like that. And let me do the other one. Folder too, but you want to make a curve in that handle so that it will go on there just like that. So you're just going to take your glue, put a little on it. Make sure you get on that outside edge of it so it will have a place for it to hold on to. There we go. And for the placement, I gotta eyeball it right about there. I don't want it too far to the, I don't want it right at the edge. And make sure that that gets level. There we go. right there, and right there. Here we go. And now the last, the handle. There. Let's see. I want it that way. And place that right about there. And right about there. And that I will allow that to dry. So that is really our box. You can do the embellishments, like I said, any way you... On one of them, let me show you another bag that I did that I think turned out really pretty. This one I did, it was out of the same paper pack, but I'll move that one over. This one I had made pockets on it, and I did not line this. So when you do that, you will have an extra piece of cardstock that you can make the flap. And again, I did this with magnet there, right there. But I like the lining one. I think that really gives a nice finished look. I took a paper punch and did the flower, and I hid the magnet in that one. And on this one, I just did on the back. See, I put that. And I just put a little button there. So I think they're adorable, and I think I can use them for larger gifts that I want to give people. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you'd hit the like button below, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, if you'd subscribe. I also have a blog at paperpalmtree.com, and you can check out my projects there, and that's where I'll put all the dimensions that I'm doing with any of the projects. So until next time, bye.